Hello, today is March 25th, 2020, and the time is 12:49 p.m. My last video I ended by saying why it is important to pray. And it also depends on who you're praying to, because there's the Most High and then there's the enemy of the Most High and those that follow him. And many people are either deceived thinking that they're praying to the Most High, but it's actually him or one of his own, or they just decide to make a choice and pray to, whatever. Now, there's a lot going on. There's a lot more going on in existence in the world. And put aside all the earthly things with wars, rumors of wars, and all this other paraphernalia and what's going on currently in the world. There's a whole other dynamic. And a lot of people, even atheists and in the secular community and scientists, acknowledge that there are what they call ghosts, UFOs, extraterrestrials, other cryptids like Bigfoot or Sasquatch, Dogman, all these things. So there's a lot going on, and I've noticed a lot of people, they will through and through reject the Most High, but still rely on other belief systems like New Age and all these so-called spiritual gurus and all this other nonsense. And a big part of that is that other belief systems, which have nothing to do with the Most High, create false self-empowerment. And the other part would be people really enjoy speculating, because when you speculate, this is why people don't like facts, because as soon as you present someone with facts, that's it. I mean, end of discussion. There's the facts, provable facts, whatever. But people really enjoy just speculating, theories and opinions and everything else, because as long as the facts, the truths are not known or presented, then no one's right, no one's wrong, everyone's entitled to. And then if there is a conflict with the discussion, people automatically default to agree to disagree nonsense, which I don't buy into. I tend to deal with facts and evidence. Not that I would dismiss someone's claim to an experience, say, of a Sasquatch or anything like that, but anyway. And in one of my other two videos, I do discuss in more detail about other cryptids and UFOs and all this outer, what do they call it, astral travel nonsense and everything else. I discuss that in more depth. The point is that even atheists and the secular communities acknowledge that there's things going on. Now, there's a big part of the population which are oblivious to everything, which is fine. I mean, so be it. That's their lives. Most are empty shells. And that ties in with the cycles of civilization and everything else, but that's not the point here. So, why pray? Because of these things that are going on. And these things are greater than you or anyone else, greater than human beings. And a lot of people, for example, who truly do have experiences with what's known as near-death experiences, or those others, also referred to as ETs or demons or whatever you want to call them, they automatically assume when, say, during an abduction experience or whatever, that all those others are good. They have the best interests of the experiencer and humanity in mind, and that they're being truthful. And that's important to the not so nice ones, using the words I used as a child. because they can easily deceive, because now there's a human being with an experience, and they look at whatever is being told to them as an authority, and then other people hearing and accepting that experience say, well, this person, based on the authority they received it from, it's all true. So the deception is huge, and a lot of people who get into the New Age and all this other nonsense accept, what they're being told. Most of these people who talk about any of these kind of experiences, I'll just say, at best, I believe they believe their stories. A lot of people forget that there's people out there who can read them, and that's what I'm going to say to that. So with things that are happening outside of, we'll call it the earthly, that are greater than human beings, you need assistance, we'll call it, help, guidance from someone greater than you. Let me use an example. It's no different as if you're, say, just a physically weak person, you don't have any skills or whatever. You would rely on somebody with superior skills and physical abilities to protect you. And so we see this on the earthly level with personal security or bodyguard type of work or whatever. So the same applies to the spiritual world. And you're not going to survive here and now without some sort of help. You can maybe squeak by if you're one of the lucky ones of the many who don't experience any of this stuff. Great. So there's that aid that is needed in dealing, and they call it in say, Christianity, spiritual warfare. Now, the other important part to prayer is what happens after here, and there is something after here. Whether you want to accept it or not, there is something after here. So what happens after here depends on your alliance with either the Most High or not, or other beings, we'll call them. So there's two reasons right there why it's important to pray. So just to recap, one, having a spiritual help, guide, dealing with the spiritual side or the woo side of life, as well as what happens to you after you leave here. So anyway, I hope this has been some help to all of you wondering or new to prayer or anything like this. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.